We are going to be looking at the Shakespearean play Macbeth, and we will be focusing on the character of Lady Macbeth. So our learning objective today is to be able to analyze how Shakespeare explores the character of Lady Macbeth in the play. Let's begin. We will be focusing on Act 1, Scene 5. Now in Act 1, Scene 5, we see Lady Macbeth reading a letter from her husband. In the letter, Macbeth explains what the witches have said to Banquo and himself, so the prophecy that the witches prophesied. Lady Macbeth becomes very intent on helping Macbeth become king and also making herself queen. So that is the context, and I've given you the contextual links. And now we're going to be looking at the extract, because this is the extract question. So you'll be given an extract and also a task, a writing task to do. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. So I've read the extracts for you, and you can see it really shows and reveals the character of Lady Macbeth. She says a lot of words and phrases that are linked to violence, to death, to spirits, and so we're going to now decode the extract. So I want you to look at the language of Lady Macbeth in the scene that I've just read. You need to pick out as many words or phrases as you can that fit under the following categories: violence, death, ambition, motherhood, or the supernatural. And as an extension task, I would like you to add one more category that you think is relevant and add the words and phrases to it. So now let's decode the extract. So I have gone ahead and color coded it for you. The keys at the bottom. So let's look at all the words and phrases linked to violence first. She is revealed to be to have a violent streak. So when she says, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty, make thick my blood, she's actually asking the spirits, pleading with them to make her take away all the peaceful nature that she has. Remember, earlier she's already said that Macbeth is too full of human kindness. He's too kind to do the deed that is necessary, and the deed that we're talking about is regicide. And if you link to the contextual and the context of the play, we know that regicide, treason, is the killing of the king, and it was considered the harshest crime, right? The most severe crime that someone could commit in the Shakespearean era. So she's really contemplating doing something that goes against the fabric of society. In addition, Macbeth at the beginning is lauded to be so loyal, and for his wife to be contemplating killing the king, committing regicide. This is really, really a great deal and personifies how cruel she can be, or her ability to be cruel. So she's asking the spirits to cover her, fill her up with cruelty, make thick her blood so that she feels so strong and fearless, and she can accomplish this deed with no remorse at all. Later she says, come thick night. So she's also talking about the night, and we know that criminals, when they want to go and commit felonious acts, they do it in the cover of darkness at night. So she's saying, come night, cover up the place, make it really dark so no one can see what I am about to do. I do not need any witnesses. Then later she says, my keen knife. And we know that keen knife, that is an alliteration. And we can actually, it's also very visual, because you can see how the knife is really sharpened. It's going to hit its mark, and it's going to really do King Duncan in. Death, we also have images of death, and that is color coded in green. She talks about murdering ministers, which is also alliteration. And she uses a lot of alliterative phrases throughout this extract, because we can hear the songs. Songs are really harsh, and because of what she's contemplating, it gives us that imagery throughout. She's very ambitious as well. She talks about stop up the access and passage to remorse, block all the avenues of regret. I will not regret what I'm doing. I'm asking, that's what she's petitioning, so she doesn't have any regret for the murder, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose. So I will not have any inkling, niggling of doubt, of regret to stop me from what I'm about to do. Because, and what she's about to do is because she's an ambitious person. She wants to become a queen. She wants her husband to become king. And that links to the theme of ambition as well. Motherhood. Okay, so she talks about her woman's breast, take her milk for God. These images of motherhood, she's saying, look, to do this deed, I need to adapt sexual, take away my sexuality basically. I need to have masculine characteristics. In order to do this, we know that women are the ones who birth the babies, who carry the babies, right? I want all of those womanly characteristics to be stripped of me, right? So come to my and take my milk for gall. And we know that a mother gives milk, and gall is bitter. So if the milk is bitter, if the milk is unpalatable, the baby would not have it. So all these images, really, she doesn't want, and she initially she says, unsex me here as well. So strip me of my gender, take it away my milk, make it for God. I don't want to have these mothering characteristics, because the deed that I'm about to do really contrasts. Because of course the Elizabethan people really believed that women couldn't commit atrocious acts. Women were not soldiers at the time, only men. So they really had an ideology in their minds of what it constituted being feminine and masculine. And the last image, last picture of the supernatural, and she calls up the spirits. These words and phrases link to your thematic structure as well. So when you unpick the text and when you analyze the text, you will be able to use these as themes as well. So how is she characterized? I've gone through and I've looked at the extracts. And remember, you can link to the wider play as well. But of course, you need to focus on the extra you're given. So we're saying that initially she is doubtful. She thinks her husband is too nice. She's doubtful of a Macbeth's capacity or ability to commit the act. So she says, catch the nearest way to becoming king. Basically, she knows that for him to become king, he needs to kill King Duncan, but she's doubtful that he has the ability to do that, because she thinks that he's too full of the milk of human kindness. He's too nice. He's too decent to do the deed. So she decides to pour her spirits in his ear. She's going to manipulate the situation in order for him to do the deed. She's also ruthless. We see this. She demonstrates her ruthless nature when she petitions the spirits and asks them to unsex her, take away her gender, take away her femininity, in order to remove all the caring qualities associated with females or associated with mothers, which will give her the power to commit the evil deeds. She also asks to be filled from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty, showing how cruel she is. And deceitful. Do we think she's deceitful? A lot of people actually blame Lady Macbeth and forget that Macbeth had a role to play as well. So Lady Macbeth shows herself to be very deceitful when she encourages her husband to look like the innocent flower, but to be the serpent under it. And here is an allusion to the biblical text in the Bible of the serpent, Satan, when he beguiled Eve. This demonstrates how she's encouraging her husband to present himself as a kind, gentle flower, but inside be a violent and deceptive serpent. So we do know that Lady Macbeth really has a role, and she really manipulated Macbeth to an extent. Now I have an exam tip for you. If you were to get this as the Macbeth extract question, you need to remember to mention where it happens in the play. So you're going to say that it happens in the play after Macbeth has heard the witch's prophecy and has written to his wife to explain what has happened, right? You need to locate it and as a result put it in the play, so we know that you do understand where it falls and then you can make your contextual links. I hope that this has been of some help and support to you on your way to really embracing Macbeth and doing exceptionally well on your GCSE exams. Until next time, please remember to, as always, like, share and subscribe. Bye.